Hey, is that a puddle of coolant under your car again? That sinking feeling you get, seeing that bright green or orange liquid, is something no car owner wants to deal with. In this video, we're going to dive deep into the world of radiator stop leaks. We're not just talking about a quick fix. We're talking about finding the right fix for your car to save you time, money, and a whole lot of stress. I've tested a bunch of these products on everything from daily drivers to old garage projects, and today I'm counting down the top 5 that you should consider. We'll find the one that gets you back on the road, worry-free. Number 5. Bars Leaks 1109 Liquid Copper Block Seal. Now this one is a bit of a heavy hitter. I mean, it's marketed as a block seal, not just a simple radiator leak stopper. The idea here is that the liquid copper formula, combined with other sealing particles, can handle some pretty serious leaks, including those in your engine block or cylinder heads. When I first got my hands on this, I had a stubborn old truck with a slow, weeping leak that I just couldn't pinpoint. I figured, hey, let's go big or go home. The application process is straightforward, which is always a plus. You just shake it up really well, and I mean really well. You want all those copper particles suspended and pour it into your radiator. The instructions say to run the engine for about 15 to 20 minutes to let it circulate and do its thing. I followed that to the letter, watching the temperature gauge like a hawk. The copper in the formula is supposed to create a physical seal as it flows through the cracks, hardening up to create a permanent patch. It's designed for those bigger, more intimidating leaks that a standard stop leak might struggle with. So, did it work? Well, yes, it did eventually seal the leak on that old truck. After the initial runtime and a cooldown period, the drip was gone. I was pretty impressed from that standpoint. However, it wasn't exactly a magical instant fix. It's almost like the seal needed time to cure and fully set under pressure. Number 4. Visbella RTV Silicone Gasket Maker. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, that's not a liquid you pour into your radiator. And you're absolutely right. This isn't a traditional stop leak. It's a high-temp RTV silicone that you use to create a form-in-place gasket for external leaks. I decided to include this because, let's face it, not all coolant leaks are inside the radiator itself. Sometimes, the problem is a leaky thermostat housing, a water pump gasket that's given up, or a hose connection that just won't seal. I tested this on a friend's car that had a persistent, annoying drip coming from the thermostat housing. We'd replaced the gasket twice, and it still wept a little bit of coolant when the engine was hot. It was the perfect opportunity to see what the Visbella could do. The product comes in a tube, and you apply a bead of it to the clean, dry surface where you need the seal. One of the first things I noticed is that it's messy. If you're not careful, you can get this red silicone everywhere. You need a steady hand and some patience to apply a clean, even bead. After applying it, you have to let it cure. This is the biggest drawback and why it's not higher on the list. Unlike the pour-in-and-go solutions, this requires you to drain the coolant, disassemble the part, clean the surfaces meticulously, apply the silicone, reassemble everything, and this is the killer, wait. 3. Bars Leaks Radiator Stop Leak 2X Concentrate. This is the kind of product you've probably seen on the shelf at every auto parts store for years, and there's a good reason for that. It's simple, it's reliable, and it just plain works. This isn't for massive, catastrophic failures. This is for your everyday small to medium-sized leaks and drips. It's the one I often reach for first when I see that telltale puddle starting to form. What I love about this stuff is its simplicity. The 2X concentrate means you get the power in a smaller, easy-to-handle bottle. There's no complex procedure here. You just shake it up and pour it directly into your radiator or coolant overflow tank. It's compatible with all types of antifreeze, whether it's the old green stuff or the newer long-life orange or pink coolants, so you don't have to worry about creating some kind of weird chemical reaction in your system. I use this on my daily driver, a sedan that developed a small pinhole leak in the top of the radiator. The magic of this formula lies in its combination of sealing particles and what they call Risex particles. It sounds fancy, but the principle is straightforward. As the coolant circulates, these particles are carried to the site of the leak. The pressure difference forces them into the hole where they build up and create a plug. The best part? It's designed to not clog your heater core or the narrow passages of your radiator. 2. Permatex 3301 Radiator and Radiator Tank Repair Kit. This isn't a liquid you pour in, it's a hands-on repair kit that lets you patch a leak from the outside. I was really excited to try this because it offers a more permanent physical repair for larger cracks and holes, especially on the plastic tanks of modern radiators, which are notoriously difficult to fix. This kit comes with everything you need: a 2-part epoxy putty, a piece of fiberglass cloth for reinforcement, sandpaper, and an applicator. I tested this on a junk radiator I had lying around that had a hairline crack in the plastic end tank, a really common failure point. The process requires a bit of prep work, but it's totally worth it. You have to drain the coolant level below the crack, sand the area to rough it up for good adhesion, and then clean it thoroughly. It's a few extra steps, but this prep is what makes the repair so strong. Once the area is prepped, you mix the 2-part epoxy. It forms a putty that you can work into the crack, and then you apply the fiberglass cloth over it and embed it with more epoxy. It feels like you're doing a real, professional-grade repair. The epoxy sets in about 20 minutes, which is pretty fast, and it cures fully in a few hours. I let it sit overnight just to be safe, and the next day, the patch was rock solid. 1. BlueDevil Products 00205 Radiator and Block Sealer. Let me tell you, this stuff is on another level. It's a professional-grade sealer that doesn't use any solid or fibrous particles. That's the key right there. There are no particles to clog up your cooling system, which immediately eliminates the biggest fear associated with using stop leak products. I've used this on multiple vehicles, and the results have been nothing short of amazing. The way BlueDevil works is fascinating. It's a chemical weld. The liquid remains dormant in your cooling system until it reaches the site of a leak. When it hits the combination of temperature differential and airflow at a leak point, it reacts and forms a chemical bond, creating a seal that is incredibly strong and permanent. It's not plugging the hole, it's becoming part of the metal or plastic around it. This means it can fix everything from radiator and heater core leaks to freeze plugs and even cracked engine blocks, all without clogging anything. The application process is very specific, which is a sign of a serious product. You have to flush your cooling system completely and remove the thermostat before you use it. This might seem like a hassle, but it's crucial for the product to work correctly. It ensures the sealer can circulate freely and reach every part of the system. I used this on a car with a very elusive leak. It would only drip when the engine was fully hot and under pressure. Final thought. That's all for today, folks.